in school.
Seriously? Yeah, wow. Still in space. Yeah, I don't know the live part of it. From this morning, I didn't know if you were here.
Got it.
Yeah,
Oh, got it. I think I hit fix it. Okay.
Good to go. Right. All right, so now 5:33, May 21st. I'd like to call the order the Calvert City Board of Zoning Adjustments. First thing, we now recess in a special call meeting. The public hearing. Okay, number one is an application for conditional use filed by CKR Holdings LLC, the Metalworks Extended Maintenance LLC, through their managing member, Colby Riley, for property located at 69 West Railroad Avenue, Calvert City, Kentucky. The applicant seeks a conditional use to permit expansion of their manufacturing, processing, and storage, which is commercial and industrial, other than explosives. Machine fabrication shop is required per Calvert City building ordinance. Colby, would you like to?
Or you want to put?
No, it comes later after.
You want, okay. You may go ahead and do, and since we're having a public hearing for the conditional use, might as well do the variance at the same time, since it's all the same project.
No.
Just go ahead.
Okay. And also an application for variance filed by CKR Holdings LLC with Metalworks Machine and Maintenance LLC for the property located at 69 West Railroad Avenue, Calvert City. CKR Holdings LLC and Metalworks Machine and Maintenance LLC seeks a variance to permit conversion of an existing non-conforming structure to office space from a covered entrance. Existing structure currently exists within the required foot setback as required per Calvert City zoning ordinance. Kobe, would you like to approach? Or tell the truth? Okay. Would you like to explain to us what you're doing?
So we're taking December last year. Southwest part of our lot. There's two lots there that we added. Don Culver owned the next two lots up. When I called him, was one of the part of the approval, we had to put in this pretty fence, the privacy fence, and to put the privacy fence up. He stopped me real short and said, why don't we just make this simple and buy these next two lots and annex it as well. So here we stand 4 months later, 5 months later, looking to do the same thing that we have lots, conditional use, on up. So we'll have that entire west side of our building, all the way to South Alabama Street. With the gravel parking lot, chain fence with the white privacy slats. It's the same as what's been approved twice before, I guess. To tear down houses, clean up a little bit of the trees that were there, all of which are currently down and almost off the line. So we're close to having the demolition side. Now we need to prove it for back. This is what there's an entryway. New one on the Railroad Avenue, just west of our building. That'll be coming in. It is also on the plot. That's just so we can get trucks in. So that's the conditional use.
Say that last part again.
The west side, so we can get trucks in and out on the west side of our building. Is what that is. Why
Is the mic on?
It is.
Yeah.
So then the variance, the variance is to approve the canopy that is currently on the north end of our building. we want to make that an office space. So that's the close that. Well, we're not changing the footprint. The concrete block pillars are there, posts are there. We're just putting in offices under the canopy. All the parking that currently is taking place on the north end of the building will be moved over to the west side of the building. So, take care of all parking lots, and then it'll also allow for visitor parking that'll be just east of the main building there. Short and sweet.
Let me try to summarize what you just said, just because I'm not sure. I think I understand what you're doing. Tell me if I understand this correctly. What you want to do is put walls underneath, walls around the porch. So you can make offices in there instead of open parking area. And then outside the walls and there's no other construction being proposed. And the exterior use, or the use of the premises, where you're gonna put gravel and parking lot and stuff, is there, that, other than to facilitate traffic, the exterior of the building is not going to be used for processing, right?
Just storage, for traffic and storing raw materials, just as we do already in festival lots.
Okay.
So how we've got materials laid in the lay down yard, so you can spread out all your incoming goods and your finished goods going back out, ready to put on the truck.
Okay, so you do want to use it as a laydown.
Yeah, just the same uses we have on the rest.
So I really don't know what that means, but okay.
And I'm sorry, guys, just some so what you're talking about, the lay down yard are the new lots, or, I guess, if I'm looking at this, the ones. This is
Alabama.
Let's go.
Yeah, Alabama.
Right here.
Okay,
This
okay.
side right here. So you see the traffic coming in, that's so the arrows with traffic.
Got it.
For the new entrant,
Mhm.
and then it's this block right here. So last December, we had these two lots approved, and now so I've got a big one.
Yeah, if you got a big one, that's even better.
That's why I was asking if you want to have.
Yeah, these are real small.
Yeah, it's not much bigger, but, so if I've got this set correctly, north is up towards Main, you know it? Right, so north is up towards Main, the west side, these two lots. So from the square building that you see down here on the south end, that was approved by the conditional use.
That's Don's old building.
Yes, sir. Everything, which I've got secondhand, unfortunately, but so everything up here was approved in December last year. Everything north of that is what we're trying to approve here, doing the same thing we had last year.
But no construction, just utilizing it for handling traffic and for later.
Yes.
Is there any access points along Alabama?
Yes, we're leaving two of the four that were there.
Entrances.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're leaving two of the four that were there that are going to these two buildings that are remaining. We're using that building that we approved last year for process. The little garage building that's left that was still in good structure, we're going to use it for storage, small equipment, things that we use once a month, once every 3 months or so.
So are those accesses just little driveways?
Mhm.
So semis can't
Okay.
utilize them?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, there will be no semi.
Are you real familiar with this? It is the whole use of this thing. I'm looking at paragraph H on exhibit C. I'm just trying to find the language of this thing that describes how you want to use that property, and I think it's all effectively in paragraph H. The existing vehicle purchase will remain on the original property, with the exception of the two garage entrances under the covered parking area. And that, there you're talking about this area that you're converting into an office, right?
The wing to
What's that referred to?
two garage entrances, so that's the two buildings that are.
Off of Alabama.
Yes,
Okay,
one of them is our, was last year.
okay.
So this is.
So this is under the covered parking area. Is that? That's what's not making any sense to me. The existing vehicle approaches will
Hold on now,
remain.
are you on the variance?
I'm on the,
Yeah.
conditional use.
Yeah, H on
It's only tendency of a conditional use. I'm assuming that's the only
So
real,
then let's go, that's more for the variance than there is, so then a new entrance to the west of the main building will grant ingress egress to the new area.
Yes.
So a new entrance to the west of the main building will grant ingress egress to the new area of West Railroad Street. So that's what I thought. That's just due west of our building on Railroad Avenue.
okay,
This will allow large trucks to circle around the building to access the current main ingress egress on the east side of the building, which is where semis currently go in and out.
so that's the arrows, those arrows pointing both directions. What you're talking
yes.
Where it goes.
Yep.
That parking lot now is
about.
twice what we've had, so now we can, they turn around in our lot if we need to.
Okay.
This will relieve large trucks from backing out onto Railroad Street and after delivery and be much safer for traffic. For regular, few vehicles that go down the road every day, and for the semi truck drivers as well. The newly acquired lots will close one entrance on the lot known as 41 South Alabama Street, since the house and garage will be demolished. The entrance to the shed and garage on 27 South Alabama Street will remain to provide access to the shed garage. Although the entrance to the existing garage will be retained, it is planned to be used only for the garage and not for general public. And there is not enough room to put semi in there by any means. So it will be a small entrance. It's just strictly so that we can, if we need to pull something out.
Sure.
And it's just too small on this to read, but you know, with your new garage building over there, what's the total square footage on the roof, like of all the buildings?
It's,
No, like of all the buildings, how many square feet?
3,560. They're not increasing any square footage.
Well, they're adding a garage, so. Okay,
no, so nothing on that lot is new, other than the fence and gravel. That's all we're doing, fence and gravel, and maybe a gate or two. But the
it's
fence,
new to you all, storage. I mean, it's additional covered space you didn't have before, like space under the roof,
Not covered.
or is this space under the roof? I'm looking at the little side.
the two buildings that are there.
So, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I was, just how much space under the roof is roughly square footage wise. And then the rest of them, I think.
Let's get too far.
But then a small part. And we'll want to put, little tools, little machines that we have, like pipe threaders and things that we use. We have a job comes through, we may use it for a week straight and then not touch it for a year. Good spot to, good safe storage under it.
So you are wanting to utilize.
No, we're not gonna use it for working, we're going to use it for storage. Just to store.
Oh, okay.
Nothing hazardous, flammable.
But you wouldn't be threatened by it, then you just keep it.
You know, it's not big enough.
Got it.
It's not big enough.
Yeah.
So this is the construction. So the top side is existing, the bottom side is what the construction, the variance. This all we're doing, we're staying with the same footprint, same roof, same columns, yes. Just to make it a little easier to see.
That's open space right there. This here's all open. They're enclosed.
That's a little brief, 600 plus.
Yeah.
Talk about closing the business.
And I remember this, I think, in the last application, but we all don't really have any hazardous, flammable, that kind of stuff on site. I know we got solvents or anything like that.
We've got open flames throughout.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, that doesn't work very well.
Water sources.
And I was also thinking, I don't know what the proximity to Grafton is or what they can do. That thing, but no, it makes sense.
So with additional cars parked under the canopy now, it's gonna be closed off that long, what, 4 or 5 cars out front, those additional employee vehicles that are parked there now, they're gonna be on the corner there, on the gravel lot, on Alabama Street. You're gonna move those, okay, we're running out of parking space. You have to have one and a half parking spaces per employee. I don't know.
I was gonna say, yeah, what's the
Nobody
employee
said
number?
anything about that.
So, okay, so when you're looking at this, there's an entrance on the west side of the building, looking at the west. That's where all employees will park.
Okay.
And then.
No more out front, no more cars, because I know there's been excessive cars and it's been on railroad, it's running those ditches that it's getting that out.
That's the sim, the entrance is the semi. So that's another reason for this entrance on the other side.
Yeah.
We're gonna solve a lot of issues, getting this figured out. So we've had vendors, it's one vendor that's tore out that ditch.
It's bad.
No, not use.
We've been doing this for 5 years and we got one vendor that we started to do something like that, the material pricing. And they're hauling the same materials that the other vendors have been hauling, but their drivers.
Drivers is a little.
They're on 5 foot.
How many people do you have? Not, you know. Oh, 8.
But there is enough parking for ample.
If I counted right, just by this, I may have counted right, it's like 36 or something.
So that would be the max for one shift. We've got plenty of.
No reason why I'm addressing that because there wasn't anything discussed, mine is no Bruce or John, and take their bucket down, like parking space, so that we wouldn't have all that.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer. Just, did John double check to make sure that the parking issue is addressed? Okay. And there's plenty of parking space.
I'm just saying, get away from the front of the building, that's coming out, nothing discussed in there, saying, so I wanna make sure we're not utilizing 2 places, the front, what's left, and that car parked out there.
We're gonna use. Parking goes underneath that canopy. There's still some spaces over on the other side where you're gonna use those visitors. Visitors.
It's listed on your thing, but you have 4 at most, show up and it's plenty of room for them to park. Visitors and UPS man, and FedEx man, that's where they can stop and drop off safely, keep everybody.
Just trying to get a status where it's not congested, that you can have regular congestion.
So that's why we're this expansion. We've got to be using. I mean,
On your drawing, are these things look like piano keys? Is that parking? Is that the
Oh, that's
parking?
what I counted.
that is actually not the most updated. Look at this one. But that was a request from John. We got rid of that.
Okay,
This is, and y'all can have this.
okay, well, we need to,
Absolutely.
you need to authorize on the record that you would like that replace, not to go in and replace this.
But you can see right there, so
Yeah.
we've even got a listed items.
Well, that's much better. We're gonna, you can have the cars out on the road and the cars parked out on the road. That's it. Yeah. So on the record, is it your request that you want to amend your application for conditional use permit
Yes.
with regard to exhibit?
Let me even clarify it even more. that drawing was supposed to be on the application. That was between John and I over a month ago.
Okay,
So that one should have been on the application. You were on vacation that week. So there's the answer.
there you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's on the application to be submitted. Is there a date on that? Willie?
Yeah, it kind of didn't make sense. I'm like, wait, it don't, I don't. Thank you.
No, yours is right. And one's yours wrong.
August 2000. It has the survey date of August 2018.
Hold on now, his,
Look here, his is right. His is right.
Okay. I don't
Well,
know.
this is the front of the building, and see how it doesn't. Yeah, all in.
This
is there, all employees.
Look at that card on the floor.
So that's why
Well,
we're.
we're gonna show back there.
Yeah, we just need to clarify that the drawing that is exhibit B, that is intended to be attached to the application for conditional use, is the drawing that shows no parking between the proposed office area and the road, but shows area to the east.
West.
To the west.
West will have employee parking, east will have visitor parking.
You got that drawing?
And that drawing.
Okay.
So then, guys, the only other thought that makes a lot more sense to me. I understand that. The only other thought that I had is I think that you're probably looking at about 21 or 22,000 square foot under roof at that point. And is fire department comfortable that they could deal with a fire of that in that size of facility in that location? And so I asked John to check with Tim on that this morning. I don't know that he did, but that would be the only thing. I understand it a lot better. But that would be my thing is like, and Gary, you may have experienced it, but like realistically at 21,000 square foot, is there, I don't know where hydrants are, is there capacity?
John checked with Tim.
Did he?
He
Okay.
asked me to talk to that on behalf.
Yes.
Tim said there's more than enough person
Okay,
to take
cool.
care of it.
Awesome.
That I don't wanna, if I may have misunderstood what you said, the total square footage under roof is 3,563.
So I was taking and maybe I did this wrong, but I was taking, I think the main building's 15,000. Then there's a 2,500, another 2,500, and then the new 500. Is that accurate?
This conditional use permit
It's
is.
just for the new one. I'm just saying about the whole lot, if there was, it all exploded. Is
You're
there
thinking
capacity?
fire code with that.
Yes.
Post
Yeah.
office.
This is looking at the whole
The
project.
whole thing is,
Yeah.
if we were up to code with fire
But
department.
the new property is just 3,000 something.
I think it's less than that. But yeah, just if there was the whole lot, something happened, is there water and fire? But as long as there's pressure, then.
Where's the height?
It's on the corner by the stop sign of West Royal Avenue.
And Tim was good with it, that's correct.
Those square footage is.
He said,
Right.
Tim was good with it.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Double this, after these two lots, this doubles our lot. It will help us be more organized, more efficient, and be able to grow for the next 5 years.
Then what? No, that's great, dude. I'm happy for it. I mean, no, and then, like, you have to echo what Andy said, I've heard about just the ditches and the lot, but I mean, with the vendor and that's all you can do, I know how that goes better than most people, trust me. I know, better than most people.
And go fire other people. Probably further about it. Sorry.
This is our, we battle it too. What y'all see is clutter is it's extra steps for us. It's inefficiencies. And efficiencies cost money. So we want to make things smoother, cleaner, faster, or more organized.
It's just that it looks nice. I mean, there is industry who comes in on just driving around down the city, that it looks nice.
It's gonna read to move those trucks. That's significant. Moving around in the street with those big trucks is a problem. Having a little space to move them is
That's a huge
Probably.
helper.
yeah, increases the fee. Particularly because the truth is you're right next to it into a residential zone, right across the street from residential. I realize it's old residential. Home, right? Yeah, people live.
Trying to make it convenient. for everybody. Don't be a nuisance. That's good.
Okay. Any more questions?
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Next we'll move on to an application for a variance filed by Teresa Clinton.
Oh,
Sure, come on over.
didn't mean to interrupt, I just, before you got to
I'm
that.
glad you interrupted.
Dear members of the, swear to tell the truth.
Oh, yeah, raise your hand, you swear to tell the truth.
Isn't it very true?
Dear members of the zoning board, I am a property owner beside Metalworks, and I am in favor of their proposed expansion. Since they opened in 2018, they have been excellent neighbors, enhancing our local economy and maintaining a clean and orderly presence. Their plan involves improving and utilizing additional land, which includes cleaning up the lot by removing old structures and enhancing the area with a new fence and office space. I trust Metalworks to manage their expansion thoughtfully. This development will not only bring more jobs, but will also benefit our community as a whole. I support their application. I hope you will approve it. Thank you for considering my views.
Awesome.
Any other comments on this issues? Now we'll move on to an application for variance filed by Teresa Clinton. Are you? Okay, come on up. This is for property located at 714 Chestnut Street, Calvert City. Ms. Clifton seeks a variance to permit construction of a second accessory structure, which will have a square footage that exceeds 50% of the principal structure foot plan and placement within. The right side and rear setbacks is required for Calvert City zoning ordinance. All right, and you are Teresa Clifton. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay, not my over the mic.
As I say, I'm a little vertically challenged. I got mirrors.
They tell me I'll never know what to talk about.
I won't be there unless I have plans.
Go ahead.
Okay, I am, wanting to, build a garage. I am getting married in June and he needs a place to go.
I got it. I'm saying,
Well, y'all understand, right? Well, anyway, I have a one-car garage attached to my home. And, my proposal is to, make a driveway down the one side because there's no way, place to the other way. But on the, I don't know my north and south, but,
I get it.
north side, okay, down that line and, build a, 26 by 32, garage. They have a two-car garage there and like a covered area where he can put his grill and all that stuff, smoker, and keep it under, out from under the weather. But, so yeah, it'll be substantial. But the good thing in my backyard is this, that you can't hardly see my back.
I was gonna say, you're over there where it's just weird lots and narrow, am I thinking like,
Hey, it's not terribly narrow, a little bit, but one of the reasons I love this house is because on the north side, it's the fence line. I don't even know if it's my fence, honestly. It was there when I bought the house, but it is all vines and trees, and the back side is too. So where this shop is going to go, my neighbors probably won't even know it's there, other than when I'm building it. But I did speak to my neighbor. I did not get him to sign a letter. I was going to. When I went to knock on his door to ask about signing a letter or to see if he was agreeable to putting it there, he had struck. And so, I've not seen it since, but anyway, he said he didn't have a problem with it, and like I said, people behind me, I don't think believe it, they don't even see my yard, so. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. I want to build it to match my house, and, of course, it'll be nice.
Do you know how much over 50% you are, Bruce? Do you know how much over the 50%?
I didn't think it was.
The lot coverage is 24%, but what she's, requesting to add is above the house.
So
The house is
remember we had
1,420
do that
square
one in a
feet.
weird corner inches. And those are just.
Oh, sorry, Bruce.
No, go ahead. The house is 1,420 square feet. She's adding 30.
26,
Would you say 26 by 30?
32, I think.
Yeah, 32 by 26.
832. And yeah, that's the house up at on there. And the other shed that you have there is how big is it?
10 by 20.
936. So it's,
Yeah.
that's 832 out of 1420. So you're a little bit over on that.
Yeah, I was thinking it was.
Thing is, if I put it exactly, get it 24 feet off the back property line and everything, it's doable, but I won't be able to build as big a one. He'll have very tiny.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the other issue is the drive, because if you come down that drive and you have to put it close to the house, you're gonna have a real difficult time turning to get into the garage. Whereas if we put it back some, then we can come down and no problem. So that's one of my big issues.
And the new constructions are gonna pretty much match the house.
Oh, yeah.
Material.
I'm not having another garage out there.
Yeah. No.
I don't know if anyone's been by there, okay, and my house is probably not the nicest in town, but I have put a lot.
I was gonna say, I know where you're, yeah,
Where I live.
it looks good.
Okay, yeah, I bought it, well, it'll be 6 years ago in August, and I have repainted, put a new roof on it, furnace, new windows, new garage door. I've refinished the floor. I won't even go into what I've done inside, but I've finished the basement. I've added a couple bathrooms. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice.
I'm glad to hear you.
Thank you.
And then with an 11, again, that sounds like I'm a fire burner. So with an 11-foot driveway, I think you could get a fire truck down versus if it were any closer. I don't. I'm good.
Glad to.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll reconvene special call meeting. So Kobe, this is first.
You want to approve, you got approval.
Oh, approval. So
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion.
I'll second that.
all in favor? Aye. Yeah.
Okay. You guys need to discuss those, either of those matters any further before we address the findings of fact.
I'm good. I got what I understand the one for you.
All right, let's address the conditional use for CKR Holdings first, if that's all right. All right. Bruce, you gonna do the polling after we answer the questions? Okay, do you find adequate evidence showing that the proposed use at the proposed location is in fact a conditional use as established under the provisions of Article 7 and appears on the official schedule of uses? And as council, I will tell you that that is a B2 zone, and that manufacturing, non-explosive, is allowed as a conditional use if you find it otherwise appropriate in a B2 zone.
Not enough.
No, no, general business.
Okay.
It's B2 is general business.
I think I'm not correct.
Yeah, it's a general business zone, and manufacturing is allowed only by conditional use. You can't normally you can't manufacture in a B2 zone. But if you find that because of the kind of manufacturing and the activities that are gonna be carried on and the surrounding area, that it's appropriate under the circumstances, then you can allow it as a conditional use.
Isn't it that whether or not it's explosives and then complies with, because I thought that was the difference on the schedule of uses, because there's two that are almost identical.
Manufacturing, yes, and this manufacturing that's being proposed is manufacturing, processing, and storage, commercial and industrial, other than explosives and those activities regulated by 20 CFR 1910.10. That's OSHA.
Okay.
That's OSHA. Yeah.
And I assume
That's just a category of use.
Okay.
It's, it's everything from making pottery to
Okay.
machine.
And I'm assuming that, his use is within
It's within.
that. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why he got a conditional use to start with. That's why, when he was here in December, that's why he got a conditional use, is because when you were grandfathered in initially, no?
No,
You were out.
2018.
You got
Oh, that's right.
the intent to increase.
Yeah. Okay, okay. I'm gonna give you a break. I don't remember things. Beyond 7 o'clock this morning. Okay, all right, so I'll ask you again, do you find that the proposed use is in fact a conditional use is established under the provisions of the zoning laws?
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Hills is absent. Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. Do you find that the proposed use will be harmonious with and in accordance with the general objectives or with any specific objective of the city's comprehensive plan and or zoning laws?
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. Do you find that the proposed use will be designed, constructed, operated, and maintained so as to be harmonious and appropriate in appearance with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity, and that such use will not change the essential character of the same area?
Mr. Arnold? Yes. Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Hills? Excuse me, Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Do you find that the proposed use will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses?
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. Do you find that the proposed use may be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage structures, refuse disposal, water and sewer and schools, or that persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use shall be able to provide adequately any such services?
Yes. Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. You find that the proposed use will not create excessive additional requirements at public cost for public facilities and services and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community?
Mr. Arnold? Yes. Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. And you find that the proposed use will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions or operation that will be detrimental to any person's property or the general welfare by reason of excessive production of traffic noise, smoke, fumes, glare, or odors?
Mr. Arnold? Yes. Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. You find that the proposed use will have vehicular approaches to the property which shall be so designed as to not create an interference with traffic on surrounding public thoroughfares?
Mr. Arnold? Yes. Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes. And do you find that the proposed use will not result in the destruction, loss, or damage of natural, scenic, or historic feature of major importance?
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Mr. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, they all five are answers in the affirmative.
All right, having made those findings, you may now entertain a motion to grant or deny the requested conditional use permit. And if you wish to include in your motion or to discuss for that matter, any particular conditions or requirements, now would be the time. So you can make a motion or you can discuss particulars, whatever.
I'll make a motion. That there's no use.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. That we have this already. No employee parking in front when it's done. Everybody moves to the side. Well, agreement.
Yes. If you can write that in there, great. No, that's good. I like that. That helps.
Give me till the gravel's down.
Oh, yeah, no,
Start barking in the mud. No, I'll second that with Andy's, with Andy's comment.
As we are.
All,
Appreciate the investment.
I'm glad you're there.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's have it.
All right. And now let's address his request for a variance. You'll recall, the statute is a little squirrely here, and it simply says that before you make the findings, you should consider whether these three things. First, and these are not questions that you have to answer, just consider these issues. One, whether the requested variance arises from special circumstances which do not generally apply to land in the general vicinity or in the same zone. And again, we're talking about, this is for the variance, and the variance is to allow that use of that office, basically the use of the office area as an office, as finishing that canopy off as a room. And the special circumstances would be that the canopies are. And if you're going to utilize it, it's already in violation of the setback. B, the strict application of the provisions, whether the strict application of the provisions of the regulation would deprive the applicant of reasonable use of the land or would create an unnecessary hardship on it. And then thirdly, whether the circumstances are the result of actions of the applicant taken subsequent to the adoption of the zoning regulation from which relief is sought. And it is not. Okay. So here are the questions. Do you find that granting of this variance will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare?
Mr. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Miles?
Yes.
Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
Do you find that it will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity?
Mr. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Miles?
Yes.
Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Trailer?
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed variance will not cause a hazard or a nuisance to the public?
Mr. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Miles?
Yes.
Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Mr. Trailer?
Yes.
And do you find that the proposed variance will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations?
Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Miles?
Yes.
Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Trailer?
Yes.
Chairman, all the answers are in the affirmative.
Having made those findings, you may now entertain a motion to grant or deny the requested variance.
I'll second.
Is that to grant?
Grant.
Grant.
I'll second E part B. I apologize.
All in favor? Opposed?
Willie?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's approved. All right,
Okay.
good. I'll get those prepared within the next day. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, thanks, guys. Thanks, Colby. That's awesome.
Okay, now, we need to make the same findings, necessary for, granting the variance for Ms. Clifton with regard to her garage.
Her miracle
Is
asset.
it her vertical asset? A man train?
Oh,
Don't say any, that's in the minutes.
Marital gift, that's what it is. Heading off double.
oh,
Okay. All right, again, you should consider whether the requested variance arises from special circumstances which do not generally apply to land in the general vicinity or in the same area. And we're just, see you guys.
See y'all later.
We're just talking about just the way it's all set in there on that lot and the crowd, and those are the special circumstances if you find that there are. Subparagraph B, that the strict application of the provisions of the regulation would deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of the land or would create an unnecessary hardship on the applicant or her husband. I'm sorry, on the applicant. On the applicant. Right, and thus on her husband. And whether the circumstances are the result of actions of the applicant taken subsequent to the adoption of the zoning regulation from which relief is sought. And that house and the buildings on it have been there for a lot longer than.
that the house has now, I did the shed, the portable shed,
Uh-huh.
I got a permit for, a couple years ago.
Yes,
So,
the other day.
yeah.
All right, so do you find that the granting of this variance will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare?
Mr. Gregory,
Yes.
Mr. Miles.
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
And do you find that the variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity?
Gregory.
Yes.
Mr. Miles.
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Do you find that the variance will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public?
Mr. Gregory.
Yes.
Mr. Miles.
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
And finally, do you find that the variance would not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations?
Gregory.
Yes.
Mr. Miles.
Yes.
Mr. Kearns.
Yes.
Mr. Trailer.
Yes.
Chairman, all the answers in the affirmative.
Very good. Having made those findings, you may now entertain a motion to grant or deny the requested variance.
Happy life, happy life. I will make the motion that we grant. For sure. No, congratulations. That's awesome. They make the money over there and started looking a lot better on just.
It's been a lot better, because we've already discussed, we each need our space.
Yeah.
So, we get along great, but,
So,
That whole area over there looks a lot, looks good, so thank you very much.
yeah.
All in favor? Okay, any opposed? Okay.
And then we're gonna get you.
I'd love to buy that house too, down for me. It's been a rental house, and I don't know if it's sold or not, I'm gonna check with my realtor, but that's something that needs to be done with that house. You know, where I'm talking about.
What's house number? I'll make sure.
Seriously,
Two doors.
it was rental, it was rental house, empty, sign in it, it was 2 doors down going north, going like downwards. On my side, it's 2 doors down. Actually, I was trying to buy it, and I was gonna fix it and sell it or whatever, because I'd love to get my hands on it. But my mother died in February, and then his mother died 8 days later, and I was in the middle of,
Oh, dear.
yeah, and so somebody had already, I guess, put a contract on it, I thought, but anyway, they haven't done anything that looks. Yeah, you know, I buy it.
Well, no, that's hard, like yes, that's great.
Yeah.
It does look better over there.
Yeah, I think so. I love the neighborhood, and honestly, it's okay if I know.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna follow that.
I'm in love with.
You don't have to hurry.
I do, and I tell everybody that this is one of the best places to live.
Thanks.
Seriously. It's clean. You know, the trash service is like phenomenal, you know, always has been.
Convenience, it's nice.
It is.
My mother, she lived in, well,
Fox Manor?
Cox Manor, yeah. And
Yeah.
died in February. He,
Yeah.
get in on my power chair and go to the library.
Yep.
And then the store, so.
Everybody gets along here, that is.
Yeah. And I have the best neighbors. And, Jerry Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're best. So, anyway.
Thank you all very much.
No other business, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
For the minutes?
I'm not gonna do that. I can't make it.
You did that.
Okay, all in favor? All in favor?
Yes, sir. Well, wait. We got,